welcome back to another brand new video today. And today's video I'm going to be giving a small case study on how I generated just over $300,000 in sales in the first month of Q4, which is obviously October. Now just a very quick update, this will be my last video for several weeks as my partner is about to give birth literally any day now. So if you don't hear from me on YouTube, please don't worry, I'll be posting again once things get back to normal. And because I probably won't be able to document the rest of Q4 as we go through it, I thought this would be an appropriate video just to show you how it's going so far. We're obviously just over 30 days in, we're now into November, and I just wanted to give you guys a few tips regarding Google ads and Facebook ads as well, just so you can implement these things into your businesses as we go through Q4. And I'm basically just going to be sharing what has worked for me in the first month of Q4 to generate over $300,000 in sales. So if we quickly hop over to my Shopify dashboard here, you can see this is the UK site. Again, it is picked up massively, especially in the last 1 to 2 weeks or so. You can see today alone we've just almost, well, you can see we have hit over £4,000 in sales today, and it's only 10 past 8 in the evening. But if we switch over and just do October for now, you can see in October we did £120,000 in sales. And just flicking over to the USA website now, again a very consistent day, similar revenue to my UK store. If we just check this out, you can see $165,000 in sales for October. So when you convert that UK balance over to dollars, we're looking at about $300,000 in sales in the first month of Q4. Now I'm just going to start off with a few things for Google ads that are working for me. Remember, do drop a comment down below. If I don't respond to your comment in a couple of days or so, like I said, I'm going to be very busy for the next couple of months just with life and business as well, so please don't worry. If it is urgent, just drop me a message on Twitter or Instagram. Anyway, Google ads, for me, this has been the best platform to generate consistent results for the last 2 to 3 years across both of my businesses as well as clients' businesses as well. I had always seen consistent results with Google, whether that be smart or manual shopping, but since I introduced Performance Max into my accounts around June, July is when I went all in on PMax. I know it's compulsory now, but I started earlier than I think the September deadline. It is just honestly skyrocketed my sales on both sites, and it is honestly such an amazing campaign type. It does bring me those monthly consistent results, and I can't stress enough that it is a campaign type you really shouldn't be fiddling with too much. If you're making changes, you're going to want to do them all in one go and then just leave the campaign again for several weeks to optimize, because if you start changing things, you know, every single day, it's just not going to help, and it's not going to give Google time to learn and optimize the campaigns for you. So please bear that in mind if you're struggling with PMax at the moment. Now, as you may know, one of my main Google strategies was to take a winning product essentially out of a bucket campaign and put it into its own single product campaign. I'm currently testing a new way of doing this, and rather than making so many individual single product campaigns, I'm essentially putting those single products that are doing well within the bucket campaigns, I'm taking them out of the product group asset groups that I'm using and making single product asset groups rather than single product campaigns. It allows you to use more detailed headlines regarding that specific product, videos, images as well, and allows you to use audience signals catered just for that product. And again, this is another thing that has allowed me to scale some products to, you know, £100, £150, £200 daily ad spend. So for example, if I had a good product within an asset group that was doing well and there were other products within that asset group, I would still keep the product within that asset group that's working because it's proven itself. There's no need to exclude that product. But what I would do, I would essentially make 5 new asset groups just with that single product within it, testing 5 different audience signals as well, whether that's in market signals, your data signals, whether that's keyword and search signals, or even your competitors' URLs as well. Test them all and just make sure to use the insights tab within your PMax campaigns, because it essentially will tell you what audiences and what search terms are working, and then you can just go and test those as audience signals within your asset groups. And just a very small nod here to organic traffic for Google. You can watch my last upload. I covered how to generate more traffic and sales from Google organic searches, and this generates about $5,000 to $7,000 a month for each of my websites, so probably now about 15k a month in sales just from free organic Google traffic. So check out the upload before this one on my channel to get a more detailed breakdown on how you guys can do that as well. Now, as of about 2-3 months ago, 90% of my daily ad spend was all Google, but as we are approaching Q4, I've ramped up Facebook ad spend massively. For me, Facebook is working really well at the moment, and I personally think a reason for that is that a lot of these rubbish, terrible example, drop shipping stores or new beginning drop shippers are all going over to TikTok ads. So there is currently less competition over on Facebook, and overall I am seeing really consistent results with Facebook as well, which has been a rarity for the last few years, especially since the iOS update as well. So like I've said in my other videos, if perhaps Facebook ads didn't work for you last year, just go and try them again now. There's absolutely no harm in testing them. And a little strategy I use, again I've mentioned in previous videos, if you're seeing success with a product on Google ads, or even if you are using TikTok ads or Pinterest or Bing, Snapchat, basically if you're seeing success with the product on any other platform, go ahead and try it on Facebook. There's no harm in doing so. All I do when I test a new product from other platforms on Facebook, I literally use a single image ad of that product, because it obviously it's doing well on another platform. There's no reason it won't do well on Facebook. Give that a go with about a £50 a day budget. Leave it for 3 to 4 days, because then you should have a decent idea whether or not it will work on Facebook. And if it does, you just slowly scale up the budget every week, slowly adding new ad sets, new ads as well. You can then start to add video ads and things like that. So it's worth testing, and make sure you guys are using Facebook ads this Q4 just to essentially give yourself another avenue of, you know, good quality paid traffic. So when it comes to my Facebook ads targeting, I only use broad interest targeting. I honestly haven't used lookalike audiences for at least a year now, possibly even 2. For me, the CPMs are just so high on lookalike audiences, and they're nowhere near as accurate as what they were 3 to 4 years ago when we didn't have the tracking issues and things like that. Now I know when I was trying lookalikes again a couple of years ago, I was so desperate for them to work, I just wasn't even considering broad interest targeting, but now that's all I use. Just generic broad interests that you can obviously put within your ad sets that have at least 10 million audience size. So just bear that in mind. And similar to the Google audience signals, I usually only use one audience per ad set, so then you are able to see whether or not that particular audience is good for you or not. Now when it comes to scaling your Facebook ads, I basically increase my budget every 7 days by 20 to 40% depending on the product. I know a lot of people suggest just 20% increases every 3 to 4 days on Facebook, but for me I leave it to every 7 days, and then sometimes if a campaign is doing really well, I may even double the budget just after 7 days. So it's quite an aggressive method of scaling, and for me it's not been something that hasn't worked. If anything, it's worked more than it hasn't. So please don't be afraid to double your budgets on Facebook, especially Q4. But obviously when I am increasing budgets by such large amounts, I'm not just leaving the campaigns as they are. I then start to cycle in new ad sets with new audiences, as well as new ads within those ad sets. Like I said, new images and video ads as well. And a good idea, as we are now approaching Black Friday, you can keep the same videos and images you're using, just run a new ad with a Black Friday themed sale or discount as the ad copy, because that can encourage more sales and larger AOV as well. Because one thing I like to do is offer customers a percentage discount based on the number of items they order, rather than just a generic discount for their order with, you know, no minimum requirements. So that is essentially what I have been doing on Google and Facebook. And just before we finish, I have a couple of honorable mentions, one being Bing ads, something that's doing really well for me as well at the moment. It's not something you can scale to massive heights because of the demand on Bing. There's just not that much of it, but for me, low daily ad spend, it brings a really high ROAS. If you're not running Bing ads, it literally takes 20 to 30 minutes to set up, so go ahead and do that. There's plenty of videos out there on how you can set up a Bing ads account and get your products on there launched, ready to go in literally 20 or 30 minutes. And again, you don't need a huge budget for this. You can start with £10 or $10 a day, and it's one of those things that I just set and leave it. I maybe look at my Bing account, you know, once or twice a month and just adjust my max CPC bids accordingly. I've ramped them up a bit as we are in Q4, but it's not a strenuous daily task to manage your Bing ads. Like I said, twice a month is all I really do for Bing. And finally, email marketing. Again, I've done a whole dedicated video on how you can master email marketing in Q4, so definitely go check that out as well. This consists of email flows, campaigns, segmenting your lists, and the main thing I can suggest with emails this Q4, especially for Black Friday, don't just send the same generic salesy pitch email to all of your email subscribers. Take your time, segment your list into different categories. For example, customers purchased X item, you could put them into their own list and then send them emails with complementary products that match or go with the product they've already ordered, because then you're going to increase your chances of converting those visitors, because they're seeing relevant products rather than just generic ones that are being sent to everyone. Now I know Klaviyo now have a monthly send limit in terms of the number of emails you can send each month. For me, I am just upping that threshold just for a month, and then I'll bring my subscription back down a bit. So don't be afraid to send out a lot of emails this Q4, especially the Black Friday weekend, because you're going to need to compete. Everyone else will be doing it. You want to stand out, and the best way to do this is send relevant content to your email lists. So fingers crossed for me, November's going to be even better. Let me know down below how your Q4s are going already. I'd love to see some screenshots as well if you want to tweet me your dashboards, just to let me know how you guys are doing. Q4 was good for me last year, but I expect to do double or triple the revenue I did last year. But anyway, I hope you found this video useful, so you can take some of these tips away and put them into your business as we quickly approach the Black Friday weekend. And like I said at the start, I may be absent for a couple of months or so, but I will be back with more e-commerce and Shopify dropshipping videos. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.